Hello everyone. In this video today, I'm going to be showing you how you can make old obsolete replacement gaskets for either carburetors or uh, uh, old transmissions, whatever, with a vinyl cutter. The vinyl cutter I'm going to be using is the Cricut Explore Air 2, and I'm going to be using a design software along with it. It's Fusion 360. Fusion 360 is free to use for personal use. You just got to go to the website and download it. It is a bit of a learning curve if you've never used that type of software. It took me a little bit to get the hang of it. I made a few gaskets that I actually needed. Took a few times to figure out what I needed to do to get a nice clean cut on the gasket, and I'm pretty sure I got everything figured out. So the gasket I'm going to be making is a carburetor gasket for an Edelbrock 600 CFM carburetor. A lot of people say you can just with gasket material you can just use a hammer and peen it or something like that, and to make the gasket. While that is true for bigger stuff, it's not really the case for intricate gaskets. Intricate gaskets can be delicate, and you can't always peen them like that. And if you try to do that, you could damage the parts that you're actually trying to put together. So, hence where a vinyl cutter using a cutting gasket material would really come in handy. The gasket material I'm actually currently using is a Fel-Pro. I think it's a 3046 part number. It is 1/32 inch thick. So not very thick, not even a mil thick. I measured it with my calipers. I think it was like 0.79 millimeters, I think. So not even a millimeter thick. So it's for thinner stuff, but this Cricut Explore Air 2 can cut thicker stuff if you have the right blade, if you have the right attachment for it. The blade that I got for mine is the deep blade, which is black in color. I got the actual Cricut brand because I didn't want to have to fool with trying to play around with stuff. So I got the actual Cricut brand deep cut blade. There is a knife blade too that can cut really thick stuff. So I will eventually be playing around with that. But for now, we're going to be making that carburetor gasket for the Edelbrock 600 carburetor, and going to go on my computer, kind of walk you through a little bit of what I did. Took me about right about an hour to get everything done. I'm still learning the program myself, so once I get really proficient at it, it'll just get quicker. But there it is. So let's go inside and start designing that gasket. Okay, the first thing I did was scan the gasket into my computer. If you don't have the gasket, you can always scan the part itself. Just I've made a couple of gaskets by scanning the part itself into my computer and then going off the surface like that. But get it in the computer and then uploading it into this Fusion 360 program. Alright, now we have to calibrate the picture. So you click on Canvas, click on the picture, go down to Calibrate, and this is where a pair of digital or analog calipers will come in handy, as you have to measure between 2 points on the actual part or gasket, and then you put those measurements into the program. Okay, now we click on 2 points, the same 2 points that we measured with the calipers. And you can also zoom in to select these points too. Now you enter in the measurement, and now the picture is calibrated. This is when you convert this to the SVG file to go to the Cricut machine, it will be calibrated. You won't have to change size or anything. So now what we have to do is, what I like to do is measure the holes and then put that measurement over the exact hole, and That way you know you have the right size. If that way from there, if you want to go slightly oversized or undersized, it's very easy to actually choose that. But now I thought about cutting short this hour-long footage, but I sped it up 8 times, and I'm gonna leave it in so y'all can see everything I did and the whole process of making the gasket. I know there's steps that I could have taken to make this easier, but like I said, I'm still learning this program, and this is the way I decided to do it. So y'all sit back and watch the fun. is the gasket. Here is the gasket, 100% designed. All the corners rounded and everything. So now we're going over here, and this is what the gasket's going to look like. I'm going to finish the sketch. And then go over here to extrude. Select the area that you just designed. Enter in the measurement. This measurement really doesn't matter. It's mostly for visuals in the program. It's not really going to translate to the gasket itself. So any thickness will do. I just do 0.1 just so it can have some kind of dimension. Now in the this Fusion 360 program, you want to name your gasket so you can always make changes to it later if you want to. And then we're going to export it to a SVG file that the Cricut machine can actually see. You go to your utilities, and then this shaper origin thing that I actually had to download to work with to export to the SVG. And once you have that named, you click save, and now we're going to the Cricut program. Go to new project. Takes a second for it to load sometimes on my computer. Everything's still popping up. There it goes. Alright, you go to upload. You can see some of the gaskets I've already made. And then go to the SVG file that we just imported. Or exported. There it is. Now click on the gasket and add to canvas. Now before we print, before we do anything, we have to combine this. So with that whole line selected, you go to combine and then subtract. And with that done, we click that. Now we're adjusting it where the how the machine is going to cut it out on the mat. And now what I'm doing is setting up the mat itself with the gasket material and getting it ready to load into the machine. Getting it connected to my computer. And the blade that I have is the deep blade, so I changed that. So I changed the tool to the deep blade, and now I'm getting it loaded into the machine and ready to hit go. And once you hit go, the program will give you a status report, and you can watch it. You can watch it cut out, which is really cool. And I am no expert on this stuff yet. So I'm sure there's steps that I'm missing that I could do to make things easier. Probably don't have to do certain things, but this is just me learning, and I wanted to share the potential of this program. Well, the gasket is cut, so let's pull it off this mat and see if it matches up. Just want to give you all a good look at what it looks like. Still on the mat, but all the little sections are cut out. So let's pull this off. Well, it cut it out pretty good, and as you can see, I put the old one on here just for show, and everything lines up perfectly. So, which means I just basically printed off an Edelbrock 600 CFM carb gasket. Everything lines up. Just need to put the carburetor back together, and it's all good. And there we have it. Gasket is made. I was able to reassemble that carburetor with no issues. Everything lined up perfectly. Didn't have to trim anything. If you're good with computers, I highly recommend using this method if you happen to have a vinyl cutter or want to get one. You can make your own gaskets, you can make your own decals and all other kinds of stuff with it. But if you're good with computers and you're a car guy or car lady and want to make your own gaskets, I highly recommend this method. I'm probably going to be making more gaskets than vinyl stuff on my Cricut machine. So I'm gonna have fun with it, with everything it can offer. So that's it. If you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.